Hello crochet friends, welcome to Crazy Cool Crochet. This is Sylvia and today I am bringing you a tutorial for the super popular, currently trending crochet sleeves shrug or crochet sleeves top, Bolero, whatever you want to call it. Now, why do we need yet another one of these tutorials? Let me explain. The crochet sleeves that are out there right now, I do not like at all because they just look, in my opinion, super awkward. The way they just lay along like the top of your chest, the shoulders, and then the sleeves. But then it's like the whole boobage area. You know what I'm talking about? The boobs are just sticking right out at you front and center. And I just think that is a horrible look. And I don't know, maybe I would think differently if I had boobs to show off. And I don't. And I know it. So I would never wear anything like that. But I think it's a cute idea in general. So I decided to make one that goes a little bit lower and actually covers up your breast area, your chest, a little bit more. And you've still got the general idea going, but it's not quite as in your face, if you know what I mean. Okay. I hope somebody out there agrees with me because I'm going for it. I'm doing it this way. Now, the materials. I used a cake type yarn and in cotton. It doesn't matter. It can be acrylic, perfectly okay. Does not have to be cake yarn. Perfectly okay to go with whatever you've got. However, I do suggest a number 3 yarn. Now I've used the hook is F as in Frank or 3.75 millimeter. You'll need some scissors and a yarn needle. If you require more detail than I'm going to give in the tutorial, head to my Etsy shop, Crazy Cool Crochet us.etsy.com for the printable pattern. Now let's go ahead and get started. All right, I will be working from a swatch. And we are working with a multiple of 2 plus 1. However, so for example, I'm using a starting chain of 218, which is a multiple of 2, plus 1. So the foundation chain will be 219 stitches. Don't get all panicky over that. I'll explain that in a minute. And when you divide the 218 by 2, you get 109. That is super important. The multiple that you're using here, the 109 is an odd number. You need to come up with an odd number. Okay, so if you came up with 108, this would not work, the pattern. So just make sure that you end up with an odd number. All right, so the foundation chain for size small of 219 sounds like torture, I know that. However, after that first row, which is going to be single crochets as I'm showing here, we will be skipping 2 stitches. Just all the way through you'll be skipping 2, skipping 2, skipping 2. So it's not that bad. And remember, this is going to cover your entire top portion, the body, plus the 2 sleeves, all in one shot. So, 219 for your foundation chain for size small. Then you will work your first row of single crochets. So you will single crochet in the second chain from the hook, single crochet in every chain, and you will come up with 218 single crochets. Then you will chain 3 and turn. Now you're going to double crochet in the first space, and you are not working into that space right next to that turning chain. Into the next one is where you will enter a double crochet. Then chain 2. Now skip 2 stitches. 1, 2, work a double crochet in the next stitch and a double crochet in the next one. Then chain 2. Skip 2 and then double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. Chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next 2. You will work that all the way across. When you get to your last 4 stitches, skip 2, single crochet in the next one, and then single crochet in the very last stitch. Now chain 3. And going forward, you will chain 3 and turn for every row. Now this will be your repeat row. Double crochet into the top of that very first double crochet. You're going under the 2-strand chain at the top. Chain 2. Now go over to your next double crochet and you will double crochet on top of that next double crochet, and again double crochet on top of the next double crochet. Chain 2 and continue. So you're double crocheting into the top of each double crochet. Continue that to the end. At the end of the row, you would have double crocheted on top of that last double crochet, and then double crochet into the top of the turning chain. And then you chain 3 and turn and repeat. Now for a size small, you are going to work for a total of 21 rows. And that does include that first row of single crochets, that would be row 1. 21 total rows. Now we're going to seam the shoulders. So you want to place your panels right sides together, wrong sides are facing out. Determine the center of your top to find the neck width opening that you prefer. I'm going with 10 inches. And then I place stitch markers, which are just contrasting strands of yarn, at each end of the neck opening. Then you will seam from the end to your stitch marker. So you are seaming the top of the sleeves and the little bit of shoulder. So use your yarn needle and a length of yarn. Now I'm going to be using a whip stitch. So you just go around and run around. I attach the yarn by going into the cornermost stitches of both sides, both panels, and then I triple net it. So try to go through 2 strands of each side. Whoa. Now go back around. And then just continue doing that until you get to your stitch marker. Now that you've done the top of the sleeve, we need to do the bottom, seam the bottom. Wrong sides are still up. Now here's where you need to use some discretion as to where to place your stitch marker so that you will be seaming to the chest area. Okay, so depending if you want the part that lays right on your breast area, if you want this nice and snug, then bring it closer to your body. If you want a little more room, not quite as snug, then leave yourself another inch or two and place your stitch marker over here. Also, if you need more room, if you have a larger chest, you want more coverage, first of all, you could have made this longer, or at the top add more rows, and that'll give you more coverage. And as I'm saying right now, you can also determine where to place your seam, where to end the seaming if you need more coverage. And while I'm discussing adjustments, this had sleeves a little bit longer than 3/4 length. If you want longer sleeves, you would have made it with a longer foundation chain. So now you will seam the same way as you did at the top with the whip stitch. I always start at the end and work my way to the stitch marker. Okay, here we are. As far as I'm concerned, this is wearable. It looks cute, I think. Much cuter than the little strip at the top and your boobs hanging out. I hope you guys like this. If you do, please give me a thumbs up down there at the bottom of the video. That's super helpful to the channel. Leave me a comment. I really am interested to hear how many of you feel like I do about this particular design. Thank you so much for watching, and come on back for the next one. And in the meantime, go over to my homepage. Click where it says Crazy Cool Crochet below the video. That takes you to the homepage, and then click at the top where it says videos, and that opens up the whole library of videos I've got out there. Until next time, take care.